Hello, everyone, and welcome to Someone Should Have Told Me. Happy Easter weekend. And I wanted to talk to you about this play I went to go see. It was called The Choice, and it was at a church. And this church gives the most wonderful plays that it's like a Broadway play. It is so awesome. So the play this Easter was told to you by the centurion point of view. The centurion was the person who gave the order for Jesus to be killed in the Bible. Now, he was telling this story, and the way that they did the play, it was so wonderful because when the play came on, it was a video. And the centurion was sitting there and the guards had came to kill him. And they said, "Oh my goodness, why were we sent to kill you? You were a great military man and now we don't understand, but we're just trying to follow orders. But we would like to know, why are we being sent to kill you?" The centurion started to tell the story. So then it went to the play. So it was wonderful. So he was telling how he had fell in love with a Jewish woman, and the Jewish woman's uncle ran his household as a slave. And he was ill, very, very ill. So the centurion had went to the marketplace to get a look at the Jewish woman. He wanted her to come and see about her uncle. His sister, who was the grandmother of the girl that the centurion fell in love with, was also the brother of the Jew that was running his house. The grandmother didn't go, but the woman, the Jewish woman that he loved, went to see her uncle. And while they were there talking to the uncle was like, "Oh yes, I'm dying. And she was like, "But uncle, maybe you should go see Jesus of Nazareth." And he was like, "I've heard he does good things, but I'm in no shape to go." And because the centurion wanted to be with the Jewish woman a little more, he said, "I'll go with you. I'll go with you to see this Jesus of Nazareth." They went. And when they got to where Jesus was, he was healing people. He was healing the lame. He would take their cane away and just touch them, and they would begin to walk. They were doing such a great job with this play, let me just say. Then Jesus touched the eyes of a blind woman, and she was able to see, and it was great. So the centurion just wanted to say, "Can you heal my house worker?" Not even the Jewish woman asked Jesus to heal her uncle because it was so busy and they couldn't get there. So the centurion was like, "Can you heal my house worker? Please." He was like, "Well, maybe I could come see him." He was like, "You have the power. Just say the words. Just say the words." So Jesus said, "Let him be healed." So when they got back home to where the uncle was up getting dressed and he was feeling pretty good. They said, "Oh my God." The Jewish woman says, "You are up and getting dressed." He was like, "I feel wonderful. I don't know what happened, but I am feeling really good and I feel like getting up and doing some things." So the centurion started to believe that Jesus was who he said, the Son of God. They were talking about Jesus and that he kept saying he was the Son of God and that it was blasphemous, just blasphemous. And we should crucify him because he's walking around talking about he's the Son of God. Who is he to say he's the Son of God? The whole play, people were screaming, "Crucify him! Crucify him! Crucify him!" It was quite funny because me and my sister were sitting there like those murderers just want to murder somebody, even if it wasn't Jesus. How you going to just want to crucify somebody and kill them and nail them to the cross? Even if it wasn't Jesus, this is so barbaric. What in the heck? So they're yelling, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" And it was so cute because even the little kids were standing out there, and it was a nice play, the way they were portraying it. So they finally took Jesus and they wanted to crucify him. They made him carry the cross, and he's carrying the cross in the middle of the audience. It's like, oh my goodness, this is so intense. And they're whipping him, and it looked like water is flying from the whip. And it's like, oh my goodness, so realistic. This is, oh my goodness, so touching. So they get the cross and they nail him to the cross, and you hear bing, bing. And it's like, oh my goodness, when you think about it, when that was happening, like I said, how barbaric these people are. Putting a nail in somebody's hand and feet. And oh my goodness. And Jesus was up there on the cross, and he said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." And then he died. Well, the minute he died, then there was a big boom in the sky and lightning and smoke and stuff. And then all the people like, oh my God, what have we done? What have we done? We've killed Jesus' son. He must really have been Jesus' son for these things to have happened like this. Oh my goodness, we killed him. What have we done? And this is all going on in the audience, so it's really intense. Me and my sisters sitting there with our arms folded, talking about, them murderers. Just a little humor in there. So they put him in the tomb. They were going to check on him. There were guards out there and everything, and the guards passed out for some reason. And then the angel came out of the sky, and it was so cool because this play production, I'm sitting in the church here, and there's this angel comes out of the ceiling, out of the sky, and then these beautiful wings spread out. I'm telling you, the costumes were awesome as well. The beautiful wings fan out, and then he waves his hand, and the door to the tomb, the rock rolls open, and then Jesus walks out, and everybody applauds. Yay! Yay! And then the guards woke up, and they were afraid to say what had really happened. They're like, oh my God, he's gone, and the tomb is open. Oh my goodness, we can't tell anybody what has happened here. So they didn't want to tell because they were afraid that they might get in trouble. They're like, we don't know what happened. The centurion shows up on the video screen again after he has told the story of the play. The guards are saying, well, we were sent here to kill you, and still don't understand if this is true. Why are we sent to kill you? And the centurion said, because they don't want me to tell you what miracles that I've seen and that I believe. And I was the one who gave the order for Jesus to be killed. And now I believe in the miracle of Jesus, and I am not going to turn away my faith for anyone. And they don't want me to tell the miracle that I have seen. I am here in hiding because I don't believe that Jesus should have been killed. They said, well, maybe we'll save your life. Maybe we won't kill you. He said, no, because then you'll be like me. You'll be like me, and your life will be in danger, and they will send someone to kill you. He said, just go ahead. So he bends down so that they can chop off his head. They took the sword, and when they went down to chop off his head, The lights came on in the sanctuary where the play was being played, and there was the centurion waking up there with Jesus. He was happy to be with Jesus. And so the play was wonderful. It was immaculate. You can read the story in the Bible. I personally had never read it, but it was enlightening and I really, really enjoyed the play. Then it brings me to how thankful that we should be for our lives and the things that we have. We complain all the time, just complaining. I was in the store, Ollie's, Army's surplus or closeout is Ollie's, Ollies. And we were shopping and I looked over the door and it said complaints. Red arrow going straight to the exit door. It was so funny to me because basically, if you got a complaint, just leave. Don't even bother staying. Head straight to the exit door because we are just trying to sell some closeout things, some things that you might like, some things that you might need. And if you got some complaints, goodbye. So that was very cute. But it made me think, can we go through a day without complaining? Can we make it a day? Because we complain so much about everything. And I found a poem that describes that. The poem is called Complaining. I'll read it to you. Okay, complaining. We have become a nation of complainers. Don't you feel like it is a little insane to be surrounded by so many people who complain? We complain about the weather. We complain about waiting in lines. We complain about the service in a restaurant. We complain about the wine. We complain our team just lost the game. We complain it wasn't fair. We complain when we look in our closets and there's nothing for us to wear. We complain about the dog. We complain about the cat. We complain that we are too poor. We complain that we're too fat. We complain today is Monday. We complain about our jobs and all its stress. We complain about our government and we complain about the press. We complain there's so much to do. We complain we need more time. I even imagine there are those out there who complain about these daily rhymes. And they'd be right to complain about this rhyme, for even I can see a rhyme complaining about complaining. There must be something wrong with me. So I will gladly end this little massive, this dreadful parody. But just one more thought before I go, and then I'll let it be. Today, when you feel like complaining, would it be too ludicrous or bizarre to stop for a moment and think to yourself how lucky you really are? This poem is by Jim Yearman, Yerman, and he's right. Can we think about what we have versus what we don't have and stop all this complaining? I was watching the news the other day, and this young man who was born with a birth defect, his name is J.T. Mestdagh, Mestdagh, and he wrote a book about no bad days, because it's up to you when things happen to you, how you perceive them, how you accept them, whether it is good, bad, terrible, or horrible. If you look at everything as a lesson, that It is teaching you that everything is for your development and your transition into who you're supposed to be. Everything that happens to you is for that reason. And if you look at it that way and deal with it that way, then you have nothing to complain about. Because if it's a lesson that you need to learn, you will learn it, no matter how long it takes you, no matter how many times things have to happen to you before you understand and get the lesson. But I will tell you this, people. If you don't learn your lessons the first time, class will be taught again. And when class is taught again, it is usually by a harder teacher. So get your lessons the first time. Get through what you got to get through the first time so that you don't even have to go through it. I would be at work and people would say, "Are you having a good day?" I refuse to have a bad day. Nothing no one can do there can make me have a bad day unless I just want to have a bad day. Nothing no one could say to me, because if you look at everything that somebody else is doing that may be triggered by something that happened at home, may be triggered by something that just happened to them, I'm not going to feed into that. I'm going to be like, well, I'm sorry that they're feeling that way, but they're not going to make me feel that way. I am going to stay happy. Nothing, none of these people can do can just make me have a horrible day. I think that the only people that can do things are the people that I am close to, that are in my family or some. Those people can make me have a bad day, because those people that supposedly love me and supposed to be doing the best things that would help me, or just a person that you love, you wouldn't do anything to hurt or do anything to make them have a bad day, not on purpose. So anybody else in the world, it's like, oh, you done that? That's okay. Whatever. It's not going to affect me. I used to tell them all the time, whatever you need me to do while I'm here at work, I will do with no problem. Just don't call me at home while I'm at home and ask me to do nothing. Because if I'm at work, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be working, not complaining about what anybody else is doing. And I'm not going to say people didn't get on my nerves, because I just would try to stay away from those who did, those who wanted to complain, or those who just wanted to pick at you to make you complain or have a bad day. It's like, you guys are good. I don't care. Nothing here that you can do really matters in my life. I'm here for however many hours, and I'm here because this is my job and I want to get a paycheck at the end of the week. So I'm going to just stay away from the people that's going to make it not nice for me, and those who I can't laugh with, because I'm always one to laugh. Always. So therefore, I just don't have bad days unless I make them a bad day. And I'm going to try my hardest not to do that, because who wants to have a bad day? And it's not like I do not have a day where I'm not feeling my best, or maybe I might be down on myself. We all do that. You get down on yourself and be like, I should be better. I should be much further. I should be this. I should be that. But complaining about it is not going to help me be it. Not going to help me do it. Just get it done. The sooner you stop complaining and start heading towards what you really want, the better off you're going to be, and everybody around you, because they don't have to hear you complain. So please don't be that complaining person, and get out and enjoy your life. If you're not enjoying your life, then figure out what is enjoyable for you and start doing it. Try some new things. Stop just sitting and complaining constantly. Get up and do something to make yourself happy and watch how that complaining just fades away because you're so focused on trying to be happy, you're not worried about what nobody else is doing. You're not worried about what isn't going right or whatever because if you can't do anything about it, then you might as well not complain about it. Just try to do something else. Now, the big thing, they said we complain about our government. Well, yes, really, the government is about themselves. They are staying in office way too long. They are very much out of touch with reality of everyday people. Do they really know what we need? We know what we need, and God knows what we need. So, really, they're in place. That's nice. But God is really my government. And so, therefore, I won't complain about it because He's in control. I have other things that I need to worry about and not them because there's nothing I can do about what they are doing. They could care less what I think or how I feel. There's no reason to complain about them. And then when you complain about you're too fat, who can do something about that? Nobody but you. Push away from the table. There are so many things that has been put on this earth that can help you with these situations. I got an apothecary book for Christmas. In that book, there are so many different teas and things that says promote weight loss. Do you know teas, period? Drinking tea will help your whole body, your whole system. It like helps clear it out. I had a rash. I don't know if I spoke about it before, but it was a rash after getting the COVID shot, and I had went to the dermatologist. I had did so many things. Of course, they wanted to give me steroids, which would clear it up right away, but I'm not about taking steroids for the rest of my life. So I found some teas. There is a herbal tea company in Milwaukee, and they had some tea that was called Skin Deep. I just happened to look up on this, and you know, this is how I live my life. Told you guys before, I let God lead my footsteps and we see where we go. I'm in Wisconsin and I'm in the cheese and sausage factory. And I happen to look over and there's this tea and it's called Skin Deep. Like, oh my goodness, let me try this tea. And the young lady behind the counter like, oh my God, all the teas work really, really nice. They're really, really good. That Skin Deep tea is really, really good. So I don't know if she had something that she needed to go. So I got this tea and I started drinking it. It started taking the rash away. Oh my goodness, nothing had worked before. And so then the ingredients that was in the tea, I went to the health food store and I got them and I started to make my own because when I looked on the website of the herbal tea company, they didn't have the Skin Deep tea anymore. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to have this tea because it is really helping me. I end up emailing the owner. At first I tried to call, the number wasn't working, and I called the sausage and cheese factory. They said, we usually email our order. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I finally got in touch with the guy through email and he says, oh my God, we did not discontinue this because I want to ask him, can you like specially make this tea up for me? He said, we did not discontinue it. We changed the name. It's called Essential Blend. I'm like, oh my goodness, can you like make sure that you put on there that it is changed? Because I have been having a fit because I couldn't find it. And I ordered it and I got it, and it's the tea, and it's even better than it was when I bought it in the sausage and cheese factory because they just had 3 little tea bags in there. I ordered a pound of this tea and it tastes so wonderful because it got apples and cherries and coconuts in it, besides all these other things in it that supposed to like clean your blood and help your liver and all these things which heal your body from the inside out rather than trying to treat it from the outside in. And that is just telling you that God has put everything on this earth that we need. We just don't know what it is and how to get it and access it and use it. So my apothecary book has been wonderful in helping me with that. This tea has been wonderful helping me with that. And I have learned not to complain, because instead of complaining about something, you need to be finding the answers that you need, or getting away from the people that are complaining and bringing you down, because that complaining can make you heavy. It's like, oh my goodness. Do you notice that whatever you surround yourself with, it has an effect on you? That's why I like to watch happy movies, because once you're done, you just feel good inside. You know, I used to like to watch scary movies, but I've learned that, there's a time and place for everything. But generally, I want to be happy, so I want to watch a happy movie. And I noticed this because my husband, and I guess a lot of men out there, they like to watch war movies and stuff like that. Well, I don't want to see that, even though I know it can be a reality. But my goodness, I don't want to see that. I want to see something that's going to make me happy and joyful. Something that will make me feel good afterwards. Not feel heavy and, oh my goodness, that's what happens in war. It used to be when, like, people that were my father's age and stuff like that, they did not come back talking about the war. They didn't come back complaining about the war. They held it in and forgot about it. I asked my dad, I said, these young people, they go to war and they come back talking about all the stuff that happened and stuff. I said, you never, ever said anything about what happened to you. He said, I had to leave it there. I had to leave it there because I wanted to come home and be happy. So whatever happened there had to stay there. And I had to come home so that I can be a normal human being living in this world. And there you go. If you walk around complaining and dragging that stuff around, then that's how you're going to feel all the time. Sometimes you just got to leave it where it sits and not drag it with you. And then you have nothing to complain about because you've left it where it was and you've moved on with your life. So, with that being said, try to carry happiness with you through life. There's going to be sad times. There's going to be mad times. There's going to be all kind of other times. But we are trying to be happy in this life. And so we are trying to stay happy. So reinforce all the happy things. All the things that don't make you happy, if at all, you can push it away. If it's something that you can't push away, something that is going on for you, get the lesson. Get the lesson and keep it moving, because you don't have to stay in a sad place all the time. You don't have to wallow in it. Know that it is for your good. I know I told you that song, all things are working for your good. It really is. Even if it seems like it's not, it is trying to teach you. It's trying to lead you to get you to be who you're supposed to be and do the things that you're supposed to do in life. I love each and every one of you. I really, really mean it. Really, really mean it. And I'm just trying to tell you guys that you don't have to be that complaining person. You don't have to be that mean person. You don't have to be an angry person. Stop complaining. Look for your happiness and let's live life to the fullest. Love you guys so much. Thanks for listening to me. You can email me at sshtmpodcast@gmail.com. Tell me what you think. You can listen to me on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere that you listen to your podcast or your music. I am there, and I want you to have a wonderful week. Happy Easter, everyone. Love you so much. Bye.